Well, good, very chilly afternoon, everybody. And I say that because we finally had our first real frost this morning. You know, we've had a pile of frost this year. It's actually been what feels like a real winter. But this morning, should have took pictures. The entire yard was just as wide as could be. Had a real heavy frost. All the vehicles were just frosted up, rock hard. So, yeah, it feels great. I love it. Here it is, mid-afternoon. It's not even going to get out of the mid-50s. It's supposed to be in the 30s again tonight, so we'll get another frost in the morning. So I absolutely love it. You can see the field, all the grass is starting to die off. There's only a few areas left where it's protected from the frost that's still green. So it's becoming that time of year. This video is just going to kind of be a quick break-in video, let you know, give you some updates, what's coming up. Got a lot of changes going on around the property and in my life. Can't really talk about those just yet, but I will in another week or so. So it's going to change how I do videos on this channel, and if you don't know, I have another channel, outdoor channel for hunting and fishing, and it's going to kind of change some things with that as well. But today we're going to take a quick ride around. We haven't checked cameras in a while. Like I said, I'm going to let you know what's coming up over the next couple of days, and let you take a ride with me and just kind of talk to you along the way. While I've got the truck right here, probably wondering what on earth's in that big bag. Well, that is 1,000 pine trees, believe it or not. Sand pines, which is these real bushy type over here that kind of look like Christmas trees. Really good for privacy, not good for much else. So just got back, made a 2-hour round trip picking those up, and we're going to plant some. And you're probably wondering why. Well, I haven't really talked about it on the channel, and I'll talk about it more in this upcoming episode when I start planting. But this property beside us just sold, and we actually tried to buy a piece of it, and the previous owner just did not want to subdivide it. It was too big of a piece. We wanted to buy about 8 to 10 acres. They just were not interested in splitting it up. Didn't even want to hear an offer. And the reason being, a lot of people probably don't know this with the channel, but what you see tilled up over there, we do not actually own. I had always hoped to own that one day, but just didn't happen. So there's a big block of 80 acres in the back that people mostly use to hunt on, and they had to have some sort of easement to get back there. Sadly, that easement wound up right here where you see those stakes. So we've kind of lost a lot of our privacy with people driving back and forth across this field. So those pines grow really quick. That's in the back of the truck. They give good shade, good privacy. So one of the next episodes, me and Tiffany's gonna get out here and start planting a couple thick rows across this field. And in the next couple years, we should have some good privacy. Maybe it's not too bright, but y'all can see that's what we done over here. And those trees, believe it or not, are only about 5 years old, maybe. They're extremely thick. You can't see through them, real tall. So in 2 to 3 years, we'll already have pretty good privacy going across this field. Then next will be me putting in a fence. So that's why I was telling y'all the trail build may have to take a break, depending on when I get started on that. I'll be putting a fence in, so hopefully I can offer some tips there. I got a lot to learn. I haven't done much fencing in my life, so we can learn together on that. And a couple other little things. But for the time being, Ranger's warmed up. Let's go out there and check some cameras, kind of look around the property. I want to show you the food plot too. Since we finally got a little bit of rain, the oats have been coming up great. Well, before I jump into showing off the food plot there, I did want to take the time to say this has been our biggest month yet. We've had almost 100 subscribers join this month. So, hey, I appreciate you taking the time out of your schedule to watch this channel. It means a lot. I know there's a million other YouTube channels you could be subscribing to and watching. So, thank you for that. It's been our biggest month yet. I expect it to keep growing. I'm going to keep pumping the content out. So if you've been following the channel for a while, you know that I'm obsessed and love doing food plots. I think I love doing food plots more now than the actual hunting over them. I just love being on the tractor. And you can see now that we finally got some rain and a couple frosts, the oats are just doing amazingly well. They're coming in really thick. I mean, it looks like a yard, they're so thick. They're really lush and green. And like I was just showing y'all around the property, we're starting to get enough frost now that our grass is dying. Leaves are falling off the tree. There's just not a whole lot of greenery anymore. So in a few more weeks, once everything really starts dying off, that's when these winter oats start really just attracting the deer. and I expect them to come out here and feed in the mornings. So it's looking really good. That field's coming in great. This was planted first. I'm happy with what I see. We've got a lot of rain supposed to be coming in the next couple days. That's why I want to hurry up and get those pine trees in the ground. So that should be the next episode that you see. I know a lot of y'all been watching the trail build. I've been enjoying the heck out of building the trail through the woods back here. And I don't know if y'all can see, but right about here is where I plan on coming out next. So I'm going in way at the end of the field down there, making a big loop through the woods, and I'm going to come out right here. I'm only about 100 yards away, so I'm going to try to hurry up and get that video out because I'm eager to have 2 spots to enter the woods. Then I've still got to go back in and make a huge loop all the way up front, so I'll have several more episodes for that. Some more firewood, some more chainsaw stuff, you know, running the log splitter, so hopefully you like that kind of stuff. So I'm going to ease in the woods right back here behind me where I just pointed. I have a camera there. Check to see if I got any bucks on it. Had a couple week stretch where the does around here were just really driving the bucks crazy. I had bucks here every night. Now I guess my does just aren't in heat no more. The bucks have kind of somewhat vanished, but I'll be honest with you, I haven't checked these cameras in several days. I've got one way in the back where that trail enters that I need to check as well. Need to adjust one back on my neighbors. Haven't really did much hunting back there. I need to get in gear there. So let's go see what's on. Well, the good news is there was an old scrape there that I showed y'all a while back. It went inactive. Now I've noticed it's starting to get cleaned back up just a little now. So there must be some sort of buck on the picture. Let's hope it's not a spike. Well, as you can see, this is a natural highway. I'm blown away. That's the most I've ever seen on here as far as just a smorgasbord of animals. What do we have? Does, a couple young bucks, you know, nothing crazy there. Foxes, armadillos, raccoons, turkeys. My goodness, this is just a natural highway here. So I'm a bit nervous about cutting this and bringing my trail out here, but I have found little woods trails usually do not spook the animals, and they'll tend to use it a little bit more. At least that's my hope. In here I have a bunch of white oak trees and just different types of oak trees, so I think they run this back and forth a lot to my neighbors as well as just to eat the acorns. Sadly, no big amazing bucks this year. Nothing that just got me super excited, but that's the way it goes. This property is usually just known for does. It's just kind of the way it goes. And then every now and then, once those does, you know, go in heat, I'll have a couple random nice bucks show up, walk through the property, and then they're gone. There is just deep swamp way to the north of us, way to the south, and I think that's where the majority of those mature bucks stay. And I don't blame them. They don't want to be out here on open pasture land. If you've been watching the trail building series, you know this is the only entrance to my trail right now. That's why I'm eager to get out on the other end of the property. But I'm hoping I'm about to prove my point here that now that the trail's been here established and I'm not on it every day, I'm hoping I'll see more deer activity on it. So let's just see and compare pictures. Of course, that last one was loaded. Now, it's gonna be hard to beat that many pictures. Well, kind of the usual. Bunch of does, yearlings, some spikes, little 3-points, one decent little buck. You know, again, nothing amazing, but I did have the biggest deer of my life right here on camera. Forgot I've been driving my John Deere in and out here, so I had pictures of that. With that said though, the deer activity is really picking up on this trail, so I feel good. You know, I said in the last few episodes that I felt like deer would start using this more, especially once it gets kind of leaved and natural and settled in, and it looks like that's happening. So I think eventually I'm gonna wind up with deer stands on these trails because they're gonna use them to go about. I mean, it's nice, bare, easy to get to dirt now. They'll pick acorns up off this trail, so it's easy to walk. Deer, just like us, I've said it before, they're gonna take the path of least resistance if they can. Tell you what, I absolutely love having these wireless cameras on the property. I got them spread throughout so they can send me pictures pretty much anywhere. But I don't know about y'all, if y'all have ever used the SpyPoint brand, extremely unreliable. I've done had to send so many back, it's ridiculous. And it seems like for the last couple of years, every time you get right near hunting season, they do a system update, the system crashes for a month or two. It's pretty frustrating. Then they'll get it worked out, then it'll work great for 10, 11, 12 months, and you go through the same problem again. If y'all use any, you know, cellular wireless trail cameras, let me know. Because once these eventually break, I'll be looking for something else. Well, don't worry, if you're loving the firewood videos, there's going to be plenty more of those. As long as we keep getting these back-to-back cold fronts like we are, we'll be burning through some wood. Loading up some now because as soon as Tiffany gets home, we're definitely going to have a fire tonight. That's kind of our outdoor entertainment this time of the year. And living in a camper, we don't stay cooped up in there all day long. So we'll come out to the building, cook some food, sit around a fire, and just kind of talk about how our day went. I mentioned it in the last video. I've got one really big oak. I wish I hadn't found it. I mean, it's a really big oak that's got limbs breaking out of it. Now it's getting some center holes in the tree. That's just going to collect water and rot it out. So I'm going to have to take that down. That's great greenwood for next year. I've got another one down in the woods that I showed on the video. That one's going to probably fill up a couple racks by itself. That big green one may fill up 3 racks. I don't know. So with that said, this video would be talking about future updates and projects. I think I've decided I'm going to have to build an entire another wood rack. So what I'm probably going to do is clear some of these limbs out this direction and carry me maybe another 4 racks deep that way. That way I can drive around behind this, load wood straight off the back into the Ranger, so when I have all my firewood rounds up front, I'm not tripping over them and getting in the way. So that's coming up. Like I said, the next video will be me planting those pines. I need to get them in the ground. We've got some really heavy rain coming over the next couple of days, so I want to get them in and let that rain pack them in. And then I'm going to try to jump back on that trail. Pretty excited about getting it busted out through the woods. Like I said, this will be coming up, another wood rack, more firewood cutting. So you're into those kind of things, let me know. Give me a thumbs up there, drop a comment. Let me know what you'd like to see. A lot more stuff coming up in the future. You know, got to get the pole saw out, do a bunch of limbing, start clearing out for a fence row, eventually put some fence in. Hopefully then eventually some animals. Springtime will be here before you know it, so I'll have to run some plumbing, start my new garden. Got to get some more mulch and chip piles for that garden, so it's going to be very busy around here. I should have a lot of videos to put on the channel. Again, I appreciate all the new subscribers this week stopping by. Hopefully this is the kind of content you're looking for. A lot more coming. Thanks for watching.